Hello children, your exam are fast approaching and to help you with the same, we have come up with NCRT solution. NCRT solutions for coal and petroleum. Let's start with the first question. What are the advantages of using CNG and LPG as fuel? You must know that the full form of CNG and LPG are also very important as a question. CNG stands for CNG does stand for compressed natural gas and LPG stands for liquefied petroleum gas. Yes, you should also be knowing that this question can be asked in many forms. It can also be asked to write the definition for an ideal fuel, right? So let's answer this question. What are the advantages of CNG and PNG? The first and the foremost advantage is that they are the cleanest fuel. So let's write that. Advantages of CNG and LPG are: one, they are clean fuel. That is, they do not leave residue. They do not leave residue. Second, they have high calorific value. They have high calorific value. High calorific value. You can write all the properties of an ideal fuel in this answer, right? So they are clean fuel, that is, they do not leave any residue. They have high calorific value. Third, they can be easily transported. They can be easily transported. According to the number of marks that the question is for, kindly add on points. All the points of an ideal fuel is good enough for the same. Okay. The second question is, name the petroleum product used for surfacing of road. So petroleum product that is used for surfacing of road is bitumen. Bitumen is used for surfacing of roads. Earlier, a coal was used, that is bituminous was used, but now it has been replaced by a petroleum product, bitumen. Bitumen is used for surfacing of roads. Third question, describe how coal is formed from dead vegetation. What is this process called? This process definitely is called carbonization. So, millions of years ago, millions of years ago, forest got buried. Forest got buried under the soil due to, now how did they get buried under the soil? Due to natural disasters, natural disasters like floods and earthquakes. Okay. When they got buried deep in the soil, they were exposed to very high pressure and temperature. Okay. So after being buried under high pressure and temperature, so due to the depth at which they were, there was a lot of heat and pressure that they were subjected to. After being buried under high pressure and temperature under the soil, they got converted into coal. They got converted to coal. Okay, so they got converted to coal, and this process is known as carbonization. This process is known as carbonization. Now, you should know that in case the question is for more marks, you can write that the various forms of coal, and the form of coal which is best in carbon content, and all those details can be written in case the question is for more marks. Continuing with the next. The next question is asking us, it's a fill in the blank question. Fossil fuel are. So fossil fuel are now coal, petroleum, and what do you think the third one is? Natural gas, right? We usually don't think of natural gas because it is found mostly with petroleum, but that is also a fossil fuel, of course, found with petroleum. Process of separation of different constituents from petroleum is called fractional distillation of petroleum. Fractional distillation of petroleum. The process in itself is a very important question. Okay, fractional distillation is a very important question. So is destructive distillation of coal. Third question, third bit. Least polluting fuel for vehicle is, I would say CNG. We just learned why in the first question, right? Now coming to the next question. Tick true or false against the following statement. Fossil fuel can be made in laboratory. No, that's not possible. We cannot have the pressure and the temperature that is required, right? CNG is more polluting fuel than petrol. False. Coke is an utmost pure form of carbon. This is true. Coke indeed is the pure form of carbon. Coal tar is a mixture of various substances. Now, you would be amazed that this sticky substance, a residue, not residue, but a product that is formed out of coal is also very useful. Okay. We may not think of many uses that it comes with, but it is an extremely useful product. So coal tar is a mixture of various substances. Yes, that's true. Kerosene is not a fossil fuel. This is false. It is in itself, in itself, kerosene is not a fossil fuel. It is part of petroleum, which is a fossil fuel, right? So It is false, right? Kerosene is a fossil fuel. Explain why fossil fuel are exhaustible natural resource. In one statement, if I have to answer this, it is because it is easier to use them up, and the time that we take to consume them is lesser, but the time that the nature takes to produce them is much higher. Let's put them in good words. Fossil fuel require millions of years, millions of years to form the dead vegetation and animals. Okay, I mean the sentence is a little incomplete. Fossil fuel require million of years to form from the dead vegetation and animals. Because the dead plants and animals would get buried inside the earth, and it would take time to get buried so deep inside the soil and then get subjected to heat and pressure. That's quite a lengthy natural process. They require high temperature and pressure after being buried under the soil. So they require high temperature and pressure for their formation. If we consume all the available fossil fuel, nature will take millions of years to produce the same. Thus, the fossil fuel are exhaustible natural resource. Next question. Describe the characteristic and use of coke. Okay, so let's first describe the characteristics of coke. So coke is tough. Coke is tough. It is porous and black in color. Black in color. So coke is tough, it is porous, and it is black in color. These are the characteristics of coke. Now, where can it be used? Okay, it is used in manufacturing of steel. That is one of the biggest use that coke has. Okay, uses of coke. Number one, to write an answer point wise is a good way of answering the question. In manufacturing steel, steel and iron are backbone of many industries. And in extraction of metals, it is a reducing agent. It is a reducing agent used in extraction of metals. Okay, so in manufacturing steel, and it is used as reducing agent used in extraction of metals. Explain the process. Next question is, explain the process of the formation of petroleum. Yeah, we have both the process as question. We have already written formation of coal. Let's write formation of petroleum. Petroleum, the difference is that the plants and animals got buried under the seabed millions of years ago, right? So we can always say dead organisms plants, that is seaweed and everything, seaweeds, etc. And animals, fish, etc. got buried under the seabed, for million of years. After getting subjected to heat and pressure, they got converted to petroleum. They got converted to petroleum. Now the last question here is, the following table shows the total power shortage in India from 2004 to 2010. Show the data in the form of a graph. Pie shortage percentage for the year on the y-axis. Plot shorter percentage for the years on the y-axis and the years on the x-axis. Okay, so This is plot. Plot shortage percentage in the. So I've drawn this. Look, the percentage here is in y-axis as asked, and this is the years in the x-axis. And the graph would look something like that. Okay. Now there is some additional questions like we say fossil fuel will last only for a few hundred years, comment. So when such questions come in, answers like this one, why fossil fuel are exhaustible, would be the apt answer in that case as well. You can go through the graph, right? This is very easy for us to draw. You can take a scale of 4 in this graph, sorry, scale of 2 in this graph and plot it. In case you want to take scale of 4, that is a choice you can make. And a graph like this can be made. Easy it is. I hope this video was helpful. All the best for your coming exams.